Most of the Oka principals were missing at Raila Odinga's big day. The big question is why? Especially because we know that Raila, in fact, attended some of these people's big days. Raila was there at the Wiper Party National Delegates Conference, that sanctioned Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka as the Wiper presidential candidate. So at the very least, Kalonzo should have responded in kind and attended Raila's big day. But he did not. Why? Now in this video today, you will discover the real reason. And it is not what you think. It is all based on a very private incident that took place some time back that is not in the public domain. An incident that will shock most of us. Oh yes. This is a popcorn show. Karibu sana. Keep a lot of that popcorn handy. You will need it. Enjoy. At Raila Odinga's big Azimio la Umoja event on the 10th of December 2021, there were a few prominent politicians, party leaders, missing. And any keen observer of Kenyan politics will tell you that they were missing deliberately. They did not want to be there. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, the Wiper leader, was not there. Musalia Mudavadi of ANC was also conspicuously absent. Moses Wetangula sent a very cheeky apology, saying that due to some prior engagements, he would not be able to make it to Kasarani. Bottom line, Oka, apart from Gideon Moi of Kano, the whole Oka leadership was missing. Now, the reason why I've made this video today is that I believe it is of great national importance that Kenyans understand why these Oka people were missing. And a good place to start with this investigation is a few weeks back when the Wiper Party had a national delegates conference at Kasarani, not Kasarani Stadium, at the Kasarani Gymnasium. It's a smaller place than at the same Kasarani where Baba had his big event. Now, I want you to take the time to review videos of Baba's entry into that event. Indeed, I've put a link to one of those videos in the description area below. The reason why I want you to review that video is because I'm about to say something that is very controversial and something that many of you may not want to believe. But it is 100% factual. The entry of Baba to the Kasarani Gymnasium for the Wiper NDC, National Delegates Conference, overshadowed the entry into the same meeting by the Wiper leader Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Oh yes. And remember, as a party leader, you are allowed to rehearse your entry, for perception purposes, for your image purposes, so that people realize you're a strong political leader. But as a visitor, like Raila Odinga was at this NDC, don't have the same luxury. Indeed, in many instances, it is easy to find yourself faced with hostility. But just review the entry of Raila Odinga. Gosh, huyu mtu alipatia wa Kenya nini? Now, Hezron has suggested something very cheeky. Yeah? And he looks very serious. He's saying this is the reason why Kalonzo Musyoka did not dare go to Kasarani. Yeah? And I've really been debating on whether or not to share it with you. Because there are some people on this channel who are just waiting, yeah, for something like that to happen. And then they shoot off the usual comment. We know you hate Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. You hate the man. What did he do to you? Alikula mbuzi yako, etc., etc. But I am a political analyst. And I run into problems all the time because of saying the truth. Never lie to yourself. The truth can never be popular. People hate the truth. People kill other humans because they have spoken the truth. Yeah, that's what happens. Nobody likes uncomfortable truths. So hiyo nimezoea. Yeah, my whole point of all that rant is to prove to you. Hiyo nimezoea. Ever since I started my career as a political analyst. In the early days when I was very naive, I would rush out to the report, feeling very pleased with myself. And I would file the report and wait for the praises to pour in. They never came. Instead, angry responses. Anyway, I've decided to share this Hezron nugget of wisdom, allegedly, so that you may judge for yourselves, as cheeky as it is, whether it is a possible reason or one of the reasons why Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka did not at least return the favor, yeah, by attending Baba's big day, because Baba attended his big day. Hezron says, aliogopa watu watamkemea. Aliogopa wafuasi wa Raila Odinga. Hawampendi. Kwa hivyo hawezi kupokewa katika hii function ya Raila vile Raila alipokewa katika hiyo function yake. Na hataki kujaibisha. Huyu jamaa anaogopa aibu sana. Bottom line, he feared the response of the public. Now that one is a strange one, and I'll tell you why. If it is true he feared the response of the public, how does somebody fear the very same public he expects to elect him, the 5th president of Kenya? Because at the Wiper NDC, we were told that Kalonzo Musyoka is the 5th president of Kenya. So he's going to be president how? Who is going to elect him? The people he cannot face? The same people whom he loses a golden opportunity of showing his face and remaining in play, reminding people that he is also in contention for the presidency. Are those the people who are going to elect him? Hey, jijazie. Now Hezron has another cheeky theory which I'm going to share. According to him, this man called Weta, Moses Wetangula, was instructed by his boss not to dare show his face there. Hezron, kwani boss wa Weta ni nani? I asked him innocently. His response, Chris, wacha madharau. So ulikuwa naambia watu hii kitu hata 2017 ulikuwa naambia watu, kawaambia mapema sana. Mole within NASA. Unakumbuka hiyo story? Huyo mole alikuwa nani? Na alikuwa na report kwa nani? Come on, Chris. Sicheze na akili yangu. There are some people who say that Wetangula is very close to William Samoei Ruto. He gives information to William Samoei Ruto. He is an intelligence agent of William Samoei Ruto. And so what Hezron is insinuating is that somebody decided to take away the steam from Baba's function. Weta should not appear. To maybe poke the balloon a little, even if it doesn't lose all the pressure at least it will be deflated kidogo. Yeah, so waiter, don't attend. This is according to Hezron. Which brings us to an important question that I believe we must answer. Did the non-attendance of most of the Oka people affect Raila's big day? Yes or no? In my opinion, and you can shoot me, it didn't make a single dent on Raila's big day. It was of no consequence. They were not missed. So if indeed that was somebody's objective, it didn't work, pure and simple. Why? I think Professor Makau Mutua's comments at the same function at Baba's big day are the best way to give an answer here. He said Raila is playing in the Champions League. And we know his opponents are not. Simple answer. And in my opinion, shida inakuja, the problem emerges when some people start to try and pretend that they're also in the Champions League. They are the same level as Raila. That's where the problem comes in. And you may hear comments like, Raila, control your supporters. Raila, tell your supporters to treat me a bit kindly. Well, I know Baba has a lot of influence. Yeah, but let me give those people news. Those people who think, that this is a genuine request. Let me give them news. Breaking news. Raila does not tell his supporters anything. The warm welcome President Uhuru Kenyatta has been receiving in Kisumu. Since the March 2018 handshake, Raila did not call Luos and tell them, give President Uhuru Kenyatta a warm welcome. No, nothing like that happened. Raila did not call people and force them to love Uhuru Kenyatta. No. Where did you get that ridiculous idea? It is very simple. Most of Raila's core supporters are very sensitive. Let me give you a quick example. When Raila was sworn in at Uhuru Park in January 2018, and the NASA principals, who are now Oka principals, failed to show up, some of them pretending they were not informed, and yet ordinary Kenyans were informed and were there, but these Bwanakubwas were not informed. They had no idea Raila was being sworn in, if we were to believe their flimsy excuses. When Raila was sworn in, he did not bash them. He did not throw any barbs at them. He simply told us that their absence will be explained later. And that later never came. He never explained the absence to us. But what happened almost immediately is that there was a very serious backlash against NASA principals who did not attend Baba's swearing in. Did Baba call them somewhere all together and tell them, look, now you must hate those NASA guys. They didn't come for my swearing in. Did something like that happen? Did something like that happen? No. Now, since we are a balanced channel, let me give you some of the reasons why Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka does not like Raila Odinga. And these reasons are based on information that is not in the public domain. In 2017, NASA was set to announce their presidential candidate, the flag bearer for the NASA coalition. Baba had told the principals that he had no problem Kalonzo Musyoka being that candidate. And Wiper politicians close to Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka knew that Baba had agreed that Kalonzo Musyoka would be the candidate. They were sure. Now, in my opinion, I think Baba already knew that these people are jokers. And since this is political competition, it was not his business to educate them, so that they stop being jokers. It was not his business to advise them. And in any case, they may not have listened to Raila's advice at that point in time. They would have quickly concluded it is selfish advice. So Baba just kept quiet and said, I have no problem with Kalonzo Musyoka being our flag bearer. We will all support him. If we're all in agreement, we will all support him. And remember, up to that point, it was Raila's men doing all the hard work, getting the information of how Jubilee were planning to rig the election, getting even sensitive military information. And even as Raila's men worked, they were being frustrated by the other NASA principals. For instance, Kalonzo Musyoka was saying, this military thing is too sensitive. There's no need talking about it. These things about how Jubilee is going to rig the election, it will not help us to reveal it. Tunyamaze tu. And then we find our own solution. That was Kalonzo Musyoka's stand. Now, when decision time came, Raila asked Kalonzo a very simple question. Do you have the financial backing to run a presidential campaign? Very simple question, demanding a simple answer, yes or no. And you need to know that Raila Odinga's campaign was not financially backed by the Wiper Party or ANC or any of the NASA principals. If you've chosen the presidential flag bearer, it is up to you to finance your own presidential campaign. Now, some people who want to make this story even more dramatic claim that Kalonzo made a few calls. I don't think that's true. Getting the cash to finance a presidential campaign in Kenya is not the same as getting money you're short of to pay a hospital bill for a loved one to come out. No, those two are very different. A presidential campaign is not something you pick up the phone and immediately get an answer. How now? But it is possible that Kalonzo Musyoka called Jimmy Wanjigi, the financier of the NASA campaigns. And it is possible, I'm not saying that this happened, it is possible that Jimmy Wanjigi told him that our terms and conditions for financing NASA do not include a deal to finance a Kalonzo Musyoka presidential campaign. Kalonzo Musyoka has never forgiven Raila for that incident. Raila Odinga has forgiven Kalonzo Musyoka for not turning up at Uhuru Park. Folks, I believe that this is the bitterness in play. I believe that Kalonzo Musyoka wants to be president the way Kibaki became president. He wants somebody to say Kalonzo tosha. But the main reason why Raila said Kibaki tosha was political. It was to stop the squabbling and power struggles within the Rainbow Coalition to remove Moi. And Moi was banking on the Rainbow Coalition, squabbling and failing to agree so that his candidate at that time, his Kanu man, would win. And Raila saw that, and so he said Kibaki tosha. That simple statement also cancelled out the tribal card in the 2002 presidential elections. Because had the candidate been somebody else, then the tribal card would have been played. Kikuyus would have been told, you must vote for one of your own. And they would have been given the usual propaganda. If somebody else is elected, Kikuyus are finished. Raila's very strategic decision destroyed that advantage of Kanu. And that's how the opposition won those elections. Now, what advantage is there of Raila saying today, Kalonzo tosha? What political strategic advantage is there of Raila saying today, Musalia Mudavadi tosha? I will be honest. I can see one or two advantages, strategic political advantages, of Raila saying Mudavadi tosha. Unfortunately, I cannot see any in Raila saying Kalonzo tosha. That is the truth. But of course, some people are taking this personally. They don't want to look at the big political picture. And therefore, going forward, I see a situation where one of the Oka bigwigs will present themselves on the ballot as a presidential candidate, which is well within their rights. But I strongly believe that if that happens, the whole objective will be to reduce Baba's votes. Let me tell you a state secret. The tribe in Kenya with the highest numbers, as we speak, is the Luhya community. And in 2013, some clever strategists saw that Raila had most of the Luhya vote, and therefore, fielding Musalia Mudavadi would naturally reduce Raila's votes in 2013. It didn't happen. Yeah, that's a long story for another day, but we all know it did not happen. Many in the Luhya community voted for Raila in 2013. The vast majority. And I'm seeing in 2022 the same strategy being used by one of Raila Odinga's opponents, and fully financing one of the Oka principles to run a very serious national campaign for the presidency. Objective: to take away votes from Raila. Will it work? I have my own opinion, but I'd love to hear yours in the comments area below. Now, before I go, a very quick one. Weekly Intelligence Briefings number 71 is finally out. It is quite something, because it describes a very private meeting involving one of the major presidential candidates at their residence, where something deadly came out about that candidate and the way they think, and how it can cause national chaos. So don't miss number 71. If you're a member, wait for that hot WIB in your inbox within the next few hours. If you're not yet a member, take advantage of my Christmas offer, which will only be good for the next 2 days. No extensions. You have already seen the details of what you need to do if you want to be a member on your screen. They've been running the last few seconds. Those same details are repeated in the description area below in this video on YouTube. So take action straight away. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.